Hey anime fans, welcome to our channel Anime Rewind. In today's video, we're going to recap a 2021 anime series named Spirit Chronicles. So without wasting any more time, let's get to the video. A young man is on a bus when he thinks about a promise he made to a childhood friend. He told her that he would protect her even if he died. The bus gets into an accident, which is a bad turn of events, and it's not clear if anyone is still alive. When the young man wakes up, he is in the body of a little boy and in the kingdom of Bertram. Still, he cannot remember much. Ryo is his name, which he knows. Or is it Amakawa Haruto? His memories of when he was Amakawa Haruto are mixed in with his memories of the present. The door opens quickly, and three grown men walk in. One of them tells him that he is a very stubborn brat. They had food with them, but they didn't give it to Ryo, who was hungry. Instead, he is sent out to wash because the men say that his smell makes the food taste bad. He goes outside and picks some fruit or vegetables. Either way, he uses them to fill his empty stomach and try to get Amakawa Haruto's memories at the same time. Japanese, 20 years old, student at college, was killed in a car accident. Ryo doesn't know how he knows these things, since he doesn't even know what a traffic accident is. He puts this aside for now and thinks about who he thinks he is. Ryo, who lives in the slums to get revenge on the people who killed his mother. After he washed, a woman and some young girls came up to him. The woman asks him in a rude way if he has ever seen a girl with light purple hair. One of the girls, Celia Claire, asks him the same question politely, and Ryo tells her that he hasn't. Celia says that they might go to the slums to look for the missing girl, but Ryo says that it's best not to because a woman dressed as nicely as she is shouldn't go there. Before they leave, Celia gives him greater silver coins as payment for the info. Ryo returns to the house where he is staying. There, a stranger with a knife attacks him, but the pouch of silver coins around his neck saves him. Just as the man is about to attack him again, a woman made of light appears in front of him. She gives him the name Haruto and says she will teach him how to use his magic. Princess Christina keeps saying that he took her away, but Vanessa calms her down and asks Ryo to come to the castle with them so he can explain what happened. Back at Ryo's house, night guards find the kidnapper at the scene of the crime. Ryo chose not to kill him, so he is still alive. A suspicious-looking man in the crowd seems to have seen him and breaks a crystal he is holding. And when he broke the crystal, the person died at the same time. Even though the police don't know how he died, the shady person leaves the scene. Charles Arbor, vice captain of the Knights of the Royal Guard, is questioning Ryo at the castle. Ryo is being treated like he is guilty because both of his hands are locked and he is hanging in the air. Charles orders him to say that he helped take the second princess hostage. When Ryo says that he didn't, Charles hits him with a wooden paddle. Princess Flora, who was taken captive, finally wakes up from her sleep. While the princess slept peacefully, the people who worked for her were cruel to the boy who saved her. Ryo, on the other hand, has been hit so many times that his face is starting to swell. Vanessa tells him right away that Princess Flora owes Ryo her life. With that, Ryo's torture of the boy is finally over. As soon as he is let down, Celia heals him, and he wakes up in a room in the castle. She apologizes for letting him go through something terrible, and when asked if she healed him, she says that she did, and that she is learning magic at the Bertram Royal Academy. The king wants to show Ryo in person how thankful he is. Since Ryo did well to save his daughter, the king says that Ryo will get a scholarship to go to the primary school at the Royal Academy. After a while, Celia offers to teach Ryo, who can't read or write, how to do those things. He just needs to go to her research lab after school. She also says that many of the students at the academy come from noble families, but Ryo says that he knows his place. Then they go into the classroom, where Celia introduces him to everyone. A boy named Alfonsi keeps making fun of him and saying that he probably can't read while Celia is teaching math. Ryo just ignores him. Ryo goes to Celia's lab after class, just like she told him to. Celia says that she's only 12 years old, but she skipped several grades and finished high school when she was still very young. First, she asks him to solve some math problems, which Ryo does quickly and correctly. Celia is surprised that he can do math in his head, especially since only Princess Christina can do that. Ryo, on the other hand, thinks it makes sense that he can do these math problems because Haruto was in college. Ryo is very lucky that Haruto had a lot of skills. One day, as Ryo walks around the school, he thinks of Ayase Miharu, a childhood friend of Haruto's. When his parents got a divorce, he and his sister were split up. In high school, he saw her again. That was the end. He didn't see her ever again. It is as if she disappeared from his mind. Ryo gets rid of the thought and tells himself that he is Ryo right now. Amakawa Haruto is long dead. So he decides to get through this life and be strong and determined. When the results of the test came out, everyone was shocked to see that Ryo and Princess Christina tied for first place. Celia says that Ryo's hard work is a reason for this success. Ryo got first place on the end of term tests, so Celia congratulates him in her lab after school. She says that she is worried about him because after his good grade, the other students will try even harder to find something wrong with him. Ryo tells her with a smile that he's already used to it. Ryo is now in the 6th grade, which is 5 years later. The Knights of the Realm will show off their skills at a tournament again that year. Alphonse Rodin, Stuart Huguenot, and Ryo are the people who will speak for the primary school division. At Celia's research lab that day, she tells him that if he does well in the tournament, the Knights might look for him even before he graduates. Ryo tells her that he doesn't want to be a knight. He will probably take a trip after he graduates, which makes Celia wonder if he wants to leave the country. To this, he says that it's hard for him to live in this country. Celia offers him a job in her lab, saying that without him there, lots of things will go wrong because he cleans so well and makes such good tea. He also tells her to stop when she spends too much time on her research. Ryo just says that she will talk about marriage sooner or later, so it wouldn't be good for her to have some unknown commoner in her lab. The conversation then moves on to Ryo's plans. He tells her that he wants to go to the Yagumo region, the home of his parents, which Celia says is on the edge of the wilderness. It is finally time for the tournament. Ryo and Charles Arbor, the knight who tortured him before, fight each other right away in the first battle. Charles can still think of him. As soon as they start fighting, Ryo takes his usual stance. The more Ryo tries to stop him, the more aggressive Charles gets. This is especially true when he thinks about how he was demoted 5 years ago for being cruel to the boy. Even though he tried his best, Ryo still beat him in the end. Ryo didn't get a loud round of applause. Instead, he got a soft rain of claps, as if the crowd wasn't happy with this win. Still, he accepts the win with grace and goes on his way. Ryo's life at the academy is not all rainbows and sunshine. He hardly knows any of the other students, and in his 5 years there, he only made one friend, who also happens to be his teacher. But Ryo is set on living his life to the fullest, with as much strength and determination as he can muster, no matter how the rest of the world sees him as a commoner. That's all for this video. Hope you have enjoyed watching this video. So, who's your favorite character in the movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you'll never miss any updates.